Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy English podcast. My name is Melody.
And I'm Avery. We are so happy you're joining us today. Melody, I have a question for our listeners.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Do you know how to talk about your daily chores in English? Things you do around the house, like cooking and cleaning?
That's a great question. It's something we all do, so it's very useful to talk about. So, Avery, let me ask you, do you like cleaning?
That's a tough one. I like having a clean house, but I don't always enjoy the process of cleaning. It can be a lot of work.
I understand that completely. I feel the same way.
What about you, Melody? Do you usually cook at home or do you prefer to order food?
I try to cook at home most of the time, but on busy days, ordering food is just so easy.
Exactly. Well, that's perfect because today we are talking all about housework and daily chores. We will talk about cleaning, cooking, and ordering food.
Right. We are going to teach you some useful vocabulary, and then we'll share our own routines. It'll be a fun and helpful conversation.
Let's get started. Okay, so to begin, let's do a little vocabulary warm-up. We have some key phrases that are very common when talking about chores.
Let's start with phrases about cleaning. The first one is very general, to clean the house.
Right, to clean the house. This means doing general cleaning tasks like dusting furniture, sweeping or vacuuming the floor, and just making everything tidy. For example, I clean the house every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday. That's a good habit. A second phrase is to wash the dishes. This means cleaning the plates, glasses, and silverware after a meal.
Yep, some people have a dishwasher machine, but many people wash the dishes by hand in the sink. An example sentence is, "My brother always washes the dishes after dinner."
He sounds like a great brother. Okay, our last cleaning phrase is to do the laundry. This is about washing your clothes.
That's right. It includes putting clothes in the washing machine, then drying them, and maybe folding them too. For example, I need to do the laundry because I have no clean shirts.
That happens to me sometimes. Okay, so we have clean the house, wash the dishes, and do the laundry. Now let's move on to cooking phrases.
Perfect. A very common one is to cook dinner. This is specific to the evening meal. For example, what do you want to cook for dinner tonight?
Similarly, we can say to make breakfast or to make lunch. We often use the verb make for these meals. For example, I always make breakfast for my kids before school.
Good point. And a more general phrase is to prepare food. This can mean cooking, but it can also mean just getting food ready, like cutting vegetables for a salad or making a sandwich.
Exactly. You could say, on Sundays, I prepare food for the whole week. This is often called meal prep.
Okay, last category. What about when we don't cook? We need phrases for food delivery.
Yes, the most common phrase is to order food. This means you call a restaurant or use an app to have food brought to your house. For example, I'm too tired to cook. Let's order food.
A very similar phrase is to get takeout. This is when you order food and go to the restaurant to pick it up yourself. You take it out of the restaurant.
Right. So you might say, do you want to get takeout on your way home?
Exactly. And our last phrase is to order online. This is just a more specific way to say order food, telling us how you ordered it. For example, it's so easy to order online with my phone.
Great. So many useful phrases. We hope that was a helpful warm-up for everyone. Now, let's move on to our conversation. So, Avery, let's talk about our personal routines. Tell me, what chores do you do at home?
Sure. Well, there are some things I do every day. For example, I make my bed every morning. It helps me start the day feeling organized. And of course, I wash the dishes after every meal. I don't like leaving them in the sink.
Ugh, I agree. Dirty dishes in the sink are the worst.
Right? Then, about twice a week, I take out the trash. And on the weekend, usually Saturday, I do the bigger chores. I clean the house, vacuuming the floors, clean the bathroom, things like that.
That sounds very organized. My routine is a little different. I try to do a little bit of cleaning every day so it doesn't become a big job on the weekend.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah, so in the evening, I usually tidy up the living room, put things away. I do the laundry once a week, on Sundays. Sunday is my laundry day, but I have to admit, I really don't like folding the clothes.
Nobody likes folding laundry. It's the most boring part. Do you have a least favorite chore? A chore you really hate doing?
Oh, yes. For me, it's cleaning the bathroom. I don't enjoy it at all. I always save it for last. What about you?
That's a common one. For me, I think it's washing the windows. We have big windows, and it feels like it takes forever to get them clean without any streaks. I only do it a few times a year.
Oh, I never wash my own windows. I can imagine that's a difficult job. So, Avery, do you share these responsibilities with anyone at home?
I do. I live with my partner, and we split the chores. We try to be fair. I usually do the cooking, and she does most of the cleaning. But we both wash our own dishes. That's the rule.
That sounds like a good system. A very fair rule. I live by myself, so I'm responsible for everything. It's nice because I can do things my own way, but sometimes I wish I had someone to help.
I can understand that. It's a lot of work for one person. But on the bright side, you never have to argue about whose turn it is to take out the trash.
That is very true. There are good things and bad things about it.
You mentioned that you do the cooking, and that brings us to our next topic, cooking versus ordering food. So, Melody, what's your preference? Do you like to cook?
I do. I really enjoy cooking. I find it very relaxing after a long day. I put on some music and I just focus on preparing the food. It's a nice way to be creative.
Relaxing. That's interesting. For me, sometimes it feels stressful, especially if I'm tired.
I understand. I think the main reason I cook is because I like to know exactly what is in my food. I can use fresh ingredients and I know it's healthy. Plus, it's much cheaper than ordering from a restaurant every day.
Cheaper and healthier. Those are two very strong points. What kind of things do you usually cook?
I keep it simple on weekdays. I make a lot of salads, soups, or maybe some pasta with vegetables. On the weekend, if I have more time, I might try a new recipe, something more exciting. What about you, Avery? You said you do the cooking, but do you order food often?
I do. I probably order food 2 to 3 times a week. The main reason is convenience. My work schedule can be very busy, and sometimes I just don't have the time or energy to go to the grocery store, prepare food, and then cook.
The convenience is a big factor. It's so fast.
It is, and the best part is, no dishes to wash afterwards. That's a huge bonus for me. I also like the variety. I can get Italian food one night, Thai food the next, maybe a burger after that. I live in a city with many great restaurants.
The variety is nice, I agree. Sometimes I get tired of my own cooking, but don't you find it gets expensive?
Oh, definitely. It costs more than cooking at home for sure. I have to budget for it. For me, I am paying for the time I save, and I try to find places with good deals or order from less expensive spots.
That makes sense. So it's a balance between time, money, and convenience. I think for most people, it's a mix of both. We cook sometimes and we order food other times.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong way. It just depends on your lifestyle and your priorities.
You know, Avery, this conversation about priorities makes me think. We've talked about what chores we do and how often, but we haven't talked about how we do them. Do you have any special tricks or hacks to make chores easier or more enjoyable?
That's a fantastic question. I definitely have a few tricks up my sleeve. My number one hack is what I call entertainment pairing. I never clean in silence. I always have a great music playlist, an interesting podcast, or an audiobook playing. It completely changes the experience. It feels less like a chore and more like I'm catching up on my favorite content while also being productive.
Oh, I love that. Entertainment pairing. That's a brilliant name for it. I do the exact same thing. It makes washing the dishes so much more bearable. My personal trick is what I call the 2-minute rule. It's very simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, I do it immediately. I don't wait. Okay, listeners, now it is your turn to practice speaking. We are going to ask you some questions about your own life and routines.
That's right. After each question, we will pause for about 20 seconds. You can pause the podcast if you need more time. Try to answer the question out loud in English. Ready?
Question 1. What chores do you do every day?
Question 2. How often do you do the laundry?
Question 3. What is your least favorite chore?
Question 4. Do you prefer to cook at home or order food?
And question 5. What kind of food do you like to cook or order?
Great job, everyone. The more you practice speaking, the more confident you will become. Well, that is almost all the time we have for today. It was a great conversation, Melody.
I agree. Let's do a quick recap of the key vocabulary. We learned phrases for cleaning, like clean the house, wash the dishes, and do the laundry.
We also learned phrases for cooking, like cook dinner, make breakfast, and prepare food.
And finally, we learned how to talk about food delivery with phrases like order food, get takeout, and order online.
We have one last question for you, our amazing listeners. Please go to the comments section and tell us, do you cook or do you order food more often, and why? We would love to read your answers.
Yes, please share with us. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Cozy English podcast. You can also share this episode with a friend who's learning English.
Your support helps us make more episodes for you. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.